What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have an awesome episode for everyone today. We're going to be talking about GameStop, AMC, some marijuana stocks, and some news with SpaceX. Overall, we have a lot of great news, a lot of great plays for today. At the end of the video, we have a $12.3 million options trade that expires this Friday. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. Tom and I post brand new videos every single day. But with that being said, Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, the big thing is that Tilray is up over 40%, as we can see right now, to close the day. It was up even higher midday. I just really like the movement out of Tilray, but they surged nearly 40% on a deal to import and distribute medical cannabis in the UK. And the company expects these products to be available in the UK starting next month. But it wasn't just Tilray today. CGC was up 11%, and they even had some pretty bad earnings in the morning. But Tilray, I think, just brought them up. You can see they had a negative 1.90 EPS versus a negative 0.213 estimate. So that's a pretty bad loss on that, actually. But the stock still goes up. And then also ACB did pretty well. But this sector is starting to do very, very well. And this might be the next big hype sector that we see in the market.
For sure, and I think it's a great sector for the long term, too. I think there's a lot of growth potential, and I know a lot of these stocks like CGC and Tilray got really overhyped a couple years ago, but now they're starting to really come back up, and they're getting close to their all-time highs. Like CGC had an all-time high around $60. It's creeping right around 50 right now. Tilray's starting to move up there too. Tilray still has some room to go up, but overall, I like the sector for the long term too.
Yeah, that's funny. Tilray is all the way. You have to go all the way back up to $300 a share to go to their all-time high. That was a crazy short squeeze, actually, whenever that happened.
For sure. Well, Tom, I think we have to address what's been going on in the comments lately all over YouTube. So it's a shame that we even have to point this out, but there's a lot of scammers on YouTube right now, not just on our channel, but there are people like posing as our channel. So like we could see how Tom pointed out, we could see that there's like Stocked Up, Mike D'Antonio comments, and then there's another one that looks just like our channel, but that is not us. We comment to a lot of comments, but the only comments that are from us have that little dark highlight in the background. So guys, please don't fall for any scam dealing with WhatsApp or cryptocurrencies or digital assets or anything like that. We're never going to do anything on WhatsApp, and we certainly wouldn't advertise it like these scammers are in the YouTube comments. So please don't fall for this. And it's not just our channel. It's all over YouTube right now. So just be careful, like watching any, just be careful what you see in the comments. There's a lot of shady things going on, and we are blocking and removing these comments as soon as we see them. But with that being said, let's get right back into the video. And Tom, what's going on with GameStop and AMC? I know they had so much hype a couple weeks ago, but they're kind of tanking.
Yeah, GameStop actually fell below $50, and it just seems like that the short squeeze is just coming to an end now. GameStop finally fell below 50. They did actually have some momentum at the end of the day today, but man, it's not looking good for GameStop, for AMC, even for like Nokia and other ones. They really got overhyped and just overran, and it's unfortunate because a lot of investors bought in at $150 or $200 or $300, which is pretty unfortunate to see. And man, a lot of them took profits, but it's still going down because there was just so many shares bought within that small time frame that it just has to go down. And people were probably loading up on shorts up here at the top as well.
For sure. And even though these stocks got hammered over the past 2 weeks, I bet we probably will see a bounce like maybe on the next couple days or maybe like in the next week or so. I am not bullish at all on these stocks, but I'm just saying like normally what we see is a big run up, it'll fall, and then it'll have a dead cat bounce and then continue down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a little bounce back up, but great recap there, Tom. And then what's the news with SpaceX?
Yeah, this is actually pretty big. SpaceX is going to begin accepting their $99 pre-orders for their Starlink satellite internet service, as Musk is actually eyeing up an IPO for the stock. And whether they IPO SpaceX or Starlink, that's going to be an awesome IPO. And if it's SpaceX, man, that IPO is going to explode. I mean, we saw Tesla over the past few years just just explode, especially even after they're split, they're still going up, which is awesome to see. And man, if SpaceX IPOs with all the technology and stuff that they're trying to do for the future, that's going to just explode out of on hype. And man, that stock, I just cannot wait to see some of these big space stocks really start to IPO and get some traction going behind them.
True, like the space stocks, but also the space ETF by ARK. So we have a lot of exciting things going on with space IPOs and just the space industry in general. And I think when we see a Starlink or a SpaceX IPO, I think that'll just be crazy because everyone loves obviously what Elon has done with Tesla and just venturing into like a new industry that definitely has a lot of potential for growth in the future. I think that would be one crazy IPO. But with that being said, Tom, do we have any big earnings for tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow there's actually some pretty big ones in the morning. We have CME reporting, Under Armour, Coca-Cola, and General Motors, which is pretty large. And then after close, we have Zynga, Uber, and iRobot. And today, let's check some out. We saw Canopy Growth did good, even though they had bad earnings, they went up. Let's see how Twitter and Cisco did today. If we go look at TWTR, they went up on their earnings, and CSCO ended up actually going slightly down on their earnings. And then another big one this morning was Corsair, and this one was pretty interesting. You know, they actually started initially going up as soon as pre-market open, and then they fell way down, and then they came right back up to 48, and then they fell all the way back down to 42 again. So it was definitely a volatile day for the gaming stock.
Good stuff. Well, let's get right into our member of the day. Today's member of the day is Slick Messi. So he is always commenting on the YouTube videos. A great member, huge supporter of the channel overall. So huge shout out to Slick Messi for always leaving great comments and supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But with that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. With the first one, we have NIO to the upside.
Yeah, with NIO, make them break above 63.25.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have McDonald's.
McDonald's, make them go ahead and actually break. I would make them break above the high of a few days ago, above 216.50.
All right. And with the next one, we have LI.
Yeah, this one really looks like it might turn to the upside, make it break the 1,000 SMA and the high of today at 32.40.
Sounds great. So we are eyeing all these plays potentially to the upside only if they can break above the levels Tom listed just for a quick day trade. But now let's get right into the $12.3 million trade that expires this Friday. We are looking at the Netflix 565 strike calls that expire this Friday, February 12th. So overall, Netflix looks pretty good right now. I like its movement over the past couple days. Was up around 2% today. Right now, it's sitting right around 5.59. So the options are about $6 out of the money. I can see them longing it. I don't love the setup overall, but I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, I would have to think that they're longing it. I mean, it just looks like the stock is starting to come back up, and we're bouncing off of the support down here around 544 and 540 pretty good. And I just like that. I like that we're holding the levels today as well, but it is kind of concerning to see it kind of taper off at the end of the day like it did. But really, whenever they bought, they might have been buying whenever it was at 561 or something like that.
Good stuff. Let's get right into our comments from the previous episode. With the first comment, we have Landon talking about CLSK. So this is a software slash energy stock. Overall, looks like they're doing pretty well. I have not researched them fundamentally, but on a technical level, they went from about $1.50 all the way up to highs of around $42.60. Looks like they pulled back over the past couple weeks, but they do have earnings coming up. I'm pretty neutral on this one right now. Just initially looking at it, looking at its chart, it looks like it's doing pretty well overall. But I'm excited to see what type of numbers they report on earnings on February 17th.
Yeah, and there could be a nice double top up here also around $37. And then they are starting to fall below the 100 SMA. So I'm just going to go with you and be neutral on this rather than just take the ultimately bullish stance just because it's been going up. I think it could possibly start to fall down or just kind of consolidate in the little range that it's in.
Good stuff. With the next question, we have Patel talking about CLOV. So I've been hearing a lot about this stock right now. Overall, I really like cash secured puts on it. It has a pretty high implied volatility. So like right now, the stock's at around $13. If you go to like the March 19th expiration, you can sell like a, I don't know, you could sell like a $12.50 put for about 200 bucks. So if the stock is below $12.50 by March 19th, then you get to buy 100 shares at $12.50, but you get paid about $200 for doing that. So ultimately, your cost basis is around $10.50 each. And like, let's say you don't love the setup, you can also like sell like the $10 cash secured put. And then basically the whole point of doing a cash secured put is that you can get a stock that you like for the long term at a great price. And I think this stock is okay, but I do like the cash secured put setup on it right now. I don't love the stock, but I think it's okay maybe to grab a little bit of shares in. What do you think?
Yeah, that implied volatility is crazy, and you can see how much the volume, even on a daily chart. Just look at the blue volume candles, kind of behind the candles here. You can see how much volume has come in over the past few days, and I think that's why the implied volatility is so high. And just keep in mind the stock's going to move a lot, and I think it's a great idea, like you said, to do that $12.50 put because you'll get $200, and if you get 100 shares, you're paying around $1,200 for those shares. So I think that that's just a very good, obviously $200 compared to $1,200. You don't normally get that type of ratio every day.
True that. With the next question, we have Actor saying, thanks for the video, guys. Thoughts on OCGN and DBX? So, OCGN, we have a lot of people talking about it. Overall, I like it for a momentum play. It has huge swings, which is good and bad. Makes good for like day trades or like risky swing trades. So, I personally like it just for like short term plays. Tom, do you have any thoughts on this? Like, are you seeing any levels that you like or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean it's trying to hold the 100 SMA. It looks like it's going to start going down. If it can't hold this level here around $11, I think it's going to start really tanking to the downside. So just watch out for that, but it looks like it has a lot of momentum and hopefully today was just a nice consolidation day for it because man, over the past let's just not count today, but the past 3 trading days, it pretty much went from $4 all the way up to $18, which is just that's an insane move there over 2 days.
True. And then he was also talking about DBX. So it has a pretty defined resistance level right around that $26 mark. If it can break above that, that would make me pretty bullish on it. But until it breaks above that, I'm just going to be neutral. But like I said, if it can break that resistance, I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, that looks like a very good long-term resistance right around that $26 level. It hit it about 3 or 4 times in the past. And man, it's just like you said, I'll just be sitting here watching and waiting, and I might even set an alert on it.
With the next question, we have B saying, please share your thoughts on CLNE and DM. So, taking a look at CLNE, overall, it's had amazing growth over the past couple months. I like it for another short term momentum play.
Yeah, me too. I like it as a momentum play. Just make it pass above $19.50. And I think it would be pretty good in the short term. But with how much it's up, I would just have to say it has to pull back soon.
Yep, and then also DM, it's a pretty similar setup, and I can definitely see this one pulling back a little bit, maybe to like the $29 level.
Yeah, that's a pretty defined resistance up there at 35.
For sure. With the next question, we have Kay saying, Mike and Tom, could you look at BLSP? I like it for the long term as it's a green energy stock. However, we had a huge run up today, 45% up. And then he is holding 25,000 shares for the long term. He said that Biden's policy will help it run up. So, yes, that can definitely happen. Personally, I don't invest in companies like this. Like, it's worth 3 cents, and what was that? Like a couple months ago, it was worth like literally like half a penny. So personally, it's just not for me. These companies are like extremely risky, and most of the companies like this just end up going out of business or just dilute their shares so much where it's just not worth it, in my opinion. It definitely has a lot of potential. You could definitely get a good return if it does run up. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, this is also on the OTC market. And keep in mind, this is like that scene off of the Wolf of Wall Street where Jordan Belfort's selling this guy some cybersecurity stuff. And it's just some stuff out of some guy's backyard. So just keep in mind that these OTC stocks can be pretty risky sometimes.
Yeah, nice Wolf of Wall Street reference. But yeah, I mean, like you have penny stocks, and then you have like stocks that are literally worth like less than a penny, like this stock was a couple months ago. So it can run up. It's just not a setup that we like. But with that being said, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
You know, I'm still watching the VXX, and we have that inflation data coming out, and VXX is kind of bouncing off that $16 support still. It's holding ground at least, and you can see it was kind of doing the same thing a few weeks ago before that run up to 22. So just be watching the VXX and watch for that inflation data, because tomorrow, if that inflation data is bad, you're going to see a whole bunch of news about inflation just rising out of control and stuff like that. And I think people are going to get pretty scared if you see that happen.
Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, if you want to trade with Tom and I every single day, you can click the first link in the description down below. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. And if you gain some value from this video, please consider hitting that like button. It would help us out so much. But other than that, thanks for watching.